Habari ma Africa, asante kwa kutazama King Said So. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very difficult to explain to people why normal Africans, normal people love Jacob Zuma, the former president of South Africa, more than the current president of South Africa and the other former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbheki. When you put the three in the room, the current president, Cyril Ramaphosa, the former president, Jacob Zuma, and the other former president, Thabo Mbheki, people will make noise and receive Jacob Zuma better than the other two. People don't understand why is it that we say Jacob Zuma is the president of the people. They don't get it. People hate him very much, and those who love him with passion. With the other two, it's not a hate thing. They just don't love them that much. Now the ANC has continuously tried to erase the memory of Jacob Zuma in the face of South Africans and other African countries. They fail to acknowledge him. We saw the ANC Youth League taking the pictures of the former president off the walls in order to say his legacy is dead. We saw even some ANC officials saying that the period where Jacob Zuma was ruling is 9 wasted years. And you ask yourself, why is it that these people can't show Jacob Zuma the respect that he deserves? And this is the reason why the ANC found themselves under 50%. It's because they fight the only person that can keep them over 50%. Are they going to fix it? Or are they going to continue to be petty, spiteful, in order to show Jacob Zuma that he is nothing? Let's talk about that, Pasada, and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're talking about our three lovely presidents that we love so much here in South Africa. The current president, Cyril Ramaphosa, and the former president, Jacob Zuma, and also the other older former president, Thabo Mbheki. They were in Namibia to attend the inauguration of the president Nandi, the female president, I believe the first female president of Namibia, and they were there to witness that inauguration. And it was such a beautiful sight to see the Queen taking over the throne that side, and we wish her nothing but the best. She is an elderly woman, but I think there is something that she can offer with the experience that she has under her belt. Before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, let me continuously remind you that we are left with only 5 weeks to go to the gala dinner. The gala dinner of fundraising for our school, PASETA, the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. If you want to attend this event, please make sure that you visit www.paseta.co.za to purchase your ticket. Our WhatsApp details are there, our email address, everything is there. Please make sure that you be in contact with us so that we can assist you with bookings and assist you with having a time of your lifetime here in Kimberley. The gala dinner is for fundraising, networking, so that we can talk about strategic partnership with PASETA, and also tell you our 10-year goal, our 15-year goal, our 30-year goal. What are we planning to do with PASETA? Please, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that when you say you're a Pan-Africanist, you support the Pan-Africanist movement, you support it monetarily as well. Those who cannot come, obviously you are allowed to just make a contribution for the gala dinner. We've got so many things to pay for, so many people that we must accommodate, traveling expenses, decor, venue and everything. So we would appreciate it if you can just send a contribution from your heart for the gala dinner, whether it's a 20 Rand, 50 Rand, 100 Rand, 200 Rand, 200,000 Rand, just to assist us to make this event as successful. It is most welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, now I saw that our president, all of them, they were invited in Namibia to go and attend the inauguration of the new female, the first female president of Namibia. It's such a joyful sight to see. You know, women are hardly given opportunities to lead here in Africa, and to see that happening in Namibia, it was something for me that was very refreshing to watch. And you know, I really welcome that, and I wish her all the best. She is a little bit old. With the older generation, you'll never know if they will really show that spirit of innovation and understanding the connection between the old generation and the youth and all of that. But nevertheless, she's the president, and from what I'm hearing, she's a brave woman, and we wish her the best again. Now, coming to the ANC, you know, when President Cyril Ramaphosa failed to stop this issue of the Zondo Commission, because we know that the Zondo Commission was actually the attack the Zuma faction commission, the RET, there in the ANC. It was to attack them, but eventually the end was to see Jacob Zuma in prison. And they succeeded in that, meaning Zondo and all of the people that were aiming to do that. They succeeded to bring a former president. You know, we had about de Klerk, we had so many people that, we are forgiven for apartheid genocide, but we could not forgive Zuma for not attending a court date. So we find ourselves in a situation where Jacob Zuma was sent to prison. And upon coming from prison, we saw the ANC Youth League taking swipe at Jacob Zuma, even taking some of his pictures off the walls. We know in South Africa, former presidents and presidents there, especially in ANC offices, you would find their pictures there. They were taking off Jacob Zuma's pictures, being petty. And I was like, you know what, this young generation, we are really lost. There is, you might not love the president, like some of us don't like some other ANC president, but we cannot deny the fact that they were presidents and they did serve their term, 2 terms at most. And, we cannot erase that part of history because we don't love a specific person. Even if you don't like your ex, that you say, oh, I wasted my time. When we say name your ex, you have to still name that ex that you don't like because they were part of your life for a period of time. So now, seeing the ANC government posting a post on Twitter to say that His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa joined the former President Thabo Mbheki and former Deputy President Phumzile Mngabunguka to congratulate Her Excellent President Unandi there in Namibia. It was very disappointing to see that they on purpose left out Jacob Zuma's name. Why did they do that? Why did they leave Jacob Zuma's name out? Well, many people are saying it's because Jacob Zuma was received with love in Namibia. And for those who did not see the clip, I'm just going to play the clips so that you guys can see for yourself what happened there. Listen to the silence of the people there when Cyril Ramaphosa goes up, and listen to the cheers when former President Jacob Zuma is going up there.
His Excellency, President of the Republic of South Africa. His Excellency Mr. Jacob Zuma, former President of the Republic of South Africa.
I think in between Cyril Ramaphosa and Thabo Mbheki, I think Thabo Mbheki is the one that hates Jacob Zuma more. I don't know. You guys can tell me on the comment section. I think Thabo Mbheki, I don't remember hearing Thabo Mbheki saying anything good about Jacob Zuma. I don't. I'll have to think very hard and maybe go and research, but I don't remember Thabo Mbheki saying anything good about Jacob Zuma. I've never heard him stand up for Jacob Zuma. I've never in defense or anything. Like Jacob Zuma is always the man that destroyed the economy, according to Thabo Mbheki. Now, why Cyril Ramaphosa hates Jacob Zuma so much? I think when we hear Jacob Zuma speak about the stories of Cyril Ramaphosa, looks like their fight comes from way back when Mandela was released from prison. When Jacob Zuma said it was the first time he saw Cyril Ramaphosa in a meeting of the ANC, when people were saying he must be the Secretary General, and they were asking Uban Lensizwale, meaning the president, the current president, Cyril Ramaphosa. So with him, I really don't know. And actually, Tina, the young generation, we don't care. We just look with amaze how this old generation hate each other so much. They really hate each other. There were ANC people that were celebrating when Jacob Zuma was in prison, not knowing that one move was going to be the move. In that prison, that man then started planting a bomb to bring down the house of the ANC, and successfully so, he did so. I always say that Jacob Zuma is the man that we can credit for the ANC losing KwaZulu-Natal and losing the elections in terms of going underneath 50%. No other person can take credit for that. The DA tried for many years, they failed. The ANC was always going to be above 50% if the MK political party was not formed. The EFF was forever gradually growing, and that introduction of the MK disturbed even the growth of the the EFF political party. So it is because of Jacob Zuma that the ANC fell down. But the reason why Jacob Zuma did that, because his party started discarding him and treating him like an outsider, sending him to prison. His own party that he spent, 3/4 of his life in. Jacob Zuma joined the ANC as a young man, was there in the Mkhontosis of military arm of the ANC and everything, and his entire life was in this party, and that's the party that turned against him. It broke the man's heart, and now he is up for vengeance, and he will not stop. And unfortunately for Cyril Ramaphosa, he made a wrong move in the beginning of his term by removing Brian Molefe and putting Andre the Raider in ESCOM. Then our country's economy went down, and it never really recovered properly. So now when you look at the terms of Jacob Zuma and you look at the term of Cyril Ramaphosa, you tend to say it was better in the times of Jacob Zuma. And then you talk about Jacob Zuma introducing the BRICS, Jacob Zuma introducing the fighting the HIV virus that Thabo Mbheki could not do. There's many reasons why people love Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma being the only president that built universities in South Africa. All the other presidents never built any universities. He built that university there in Mpumalanga. He built this university here next to me, the Solplaiki University in the Northern Cape, making the burden slightly so easier on the other universities, because it was becoming too much. Even now, the universities can't handle the intake of the the matriculants that come in there. So Jacob Zuma really worked for his people. I'm one of those people that love Jacob Zuma very much. So and I don't hide that. The problem with South African politics, people think that when you love Jacob Zuma, you can't love Julius Malema. And I love Julius Malema so much. They want, like politics wants to divide us so that when you like the other one, you must hate the other one. That you can't even acknowledge that Jacob Zuma's political party, the MK political party, did well in the elections. They are doing well in the by-elections. That you can't even acknowledge that because when you love Julius Malema, those type of things is what divide us. And that's where the ANC fails. They are failing to acknowledge that there is something special about that old man. And Abu Fikile Mbalula, Abu Panyaza, and all of them, they're supposed to be sitting down planning the reunion of the MK and the ANC. And that's the only way in 2029 that the ANC will see 50%. Make their old men happy. I think they can make it, they can get it down without even Jacob Zuma being the president again. I think there is things that they can offer him in order to bring all of these votes, all of this 15% back into the ANC. And the ANC with the new president, whether it's Paul, whether it's Fikile, whether it's Gwede, whether it's Panyaza, whoever it is, will be a president in our country with 55%. And I'm telling you right now, we will continue to suffer with this government of confusion, this collusion government is we will suffer as people because, hey, I don't see the ANC improving from that 40%. I don't see them improving. The only way they can improve is to go down and say, "Oh, Baba, we are sorry," and swallow their pride. But because Tina, abantu abamnyama, and in fact, us as humans, we've got such high pride, high level, high volume of pride. None of those people in the ANC are going to go to Jacob Zuma and say sorry. And Jacob Zuma he sees himself in the right, so he will never go to the ANC and say he's sorry. So I don't know where this thing is going to end. But it was such a pitiful move for the ANC government. Whoever typed that message, you are a loser. Whoever typed that message, you are a loser, not to mention Jacob Zuma as one of the people that attended that inauguration of President Nandi. It's very, very disappointing that you as an administrator who's typing a tweet that you know that you are instructed to keep Jacob Zuma out of that tweet. It's very, very, very disappointing. As a human being, even if you hate him, you have to acknowledge that he's our former president. The ANC will never learn. The ANC will never learn. I'm telling you, they will never learn. They will die with their pride. The ANC must think, what is the future of the ANC beyond Cyril Ramaphosa? And stop this fight of Cyril Ramaphosa and Jacob Zuma and taking sides. They must take the side of the ANC. And once they take the side of the ANC, I believe that the ANC will make the right decision and the MK will rightfully, gladly join back the ANC with the positions that they're going to be promised and the negotiations going well. I think the MK will not mind joining the ANC. I mean, it's their president that's telling them, I'm going to die ANC, I'm still ANC, I'm still MK. And, all of them, they will be powerful in the ANC. Advocate Dali, Nabo, Floyd, all of these people will go back to the ANC and the ANC will be strong again. Only if black people can sit down in a table and agree. But they will never do that. So it's going to be a bumpy ride in the future. If even small things like acknowledging him on a tweet, you can't even acknowledge him that he was there. Right. So disappointing. Thank you so much, guys. Tell me what do you think there on the comment section. And also another question I want you guys to answer for me. Between Cyril Ramaphosa and Thabo Mbheki, who do you think hates Jacob Zuma more and why? Why? Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.